Chapter 33 Story Writing. Story writing is an art which can be learned only by practice. A beginner generally introduces irrelevant details, repeats himself, and leaves out important points. To write a good story, you must have a clear idea of the whole plot in your mind before you start, and you must arrange the main points in their proper order. Important hints. Bear in mind the following hints. When you are telling a story, try to tell it as simply and naturally as possible. You must have a clear idea of the various incidents of the story in your mind before you begin to write. If you are given an outline, read it carefully. Note all the points. Write with a careful eye on these points all the time. Then make a start. The opening is very important. It should arrest the reader's attention. Arrange your points in proper, natural order. Do not jump from point to point. Think out the proper connection between the various points of your story. You may introduce dialogues here and there. The conclusion is perhaps the most important of all. An unexpected ending will help to make the story striking and memorable. Revise what you have written and remove all mistakes in spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Now give a well thought out and suitable title to your story. Specimen outlines. The mice very unhappy. The cat killed many of them. Held a meeting to discuss how to get rid of the cat. Various suggestions. No plan practicable. Then a young mouse suggested that a bell should be tied round the cat's neck. All welcomed the proposal with joy. An old mouse stood up, asked who was going to tie the bell round the cat's neck. Story: Belling the Cat. In a certain house which was infested with mice, the cat found easy prey. The mice were very unhappy. The cat killed so many of them that they were all in great fear. At last they held a meeting to discuss how they could get rid of the nasty cat. One mouse said this, another said that, but none of the plans was of any use. Then a young mouse stood up and said, "The best thing we can do is to tie a bell round the cat's neck. Then when the cat comes, we will hear the bell and get out of the way." All the mice shouted, "Good, admirable, simple, easy." They all thought it was a very good plan, indeed. But now an old mouse, who had all the while been listening to the proposals quietly, stood up and said, "Yes, it is a very good plan, no doubt. But who will tie the bell round the cat's neck?" No one came forward to say that he would. A young man applies for a post, is told no vacancy, goes out disappointed, notices a pin lying near the door, picks it up, is engaged. A young man rewarded. Once a smart-looking young man visited the office of a business firm to seek employment. The manager, though pleased with his bearing, said, "There is no vacancy for a clerk." The young man, disappointed, turned to leave. As he was passing out of the doorway, he saw a pin lying near it, which he at once picked up. The manager saw this and was favorably impressed by the young man's tidiness and attention to small matters. He made up his mind that the applicant was too good to be allowed to go away. So he called him back and engaged him as a clerk in his office. The young man in due course rose to be the head of the firm. It was his love of order and economy that brought him success in life.